Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I am coming to you live from my apartment today. We're doing a little sit down video, chit chat. I want to make a little tiny announcement, kind of a big announcement. I think some of you have already seen this announcement coming, maybe suspected it. I also gave a questionnaire yesterday on my Instagram asking y'all what you want to know about my career or what career questions you might have. Okay, so one of the things that I pride myself so much on my social media channels is that I am very transparent with you guys, and I think that you all like that. I would like to think that you all like that because I'm very real with you guys. I am very much an open book, and I try to keep it that way because it's authentically me. I am an open book type of person. I share pretty much every little part of my life. So I kind of have just decided recently that it's not really fair that I haven't made this announcement yet. After COVID kind of started to die down and tournaments started back up, I decided I am taking a step back out of professional tournaments and focusing my career mostly on media, TV, commercial, shoots, social media, all of the above. So I did make that decision after like the quarantine days, you know, when we were all quarantined for a while. I came back to Arizona after quarantining in Utah and Oregon. Came back, played in a couple events, played really well in one of my events, and then I just realized like I loved that time away from professional golf and more focused on like all the media stuff, and I did get a lot of opportunities during that time. So I just realized that my wants and dreams and desires had kind of shifted, and the whole goal was always the LPGA, and at that point I thought about it and I'm like, that really doesn't appeal to me at this point in my life. Like me traveling on tour week after week no longer sounded that ideal. That wasn't my dream at this point. It was a really hard decision to make, and I think at first I could barely talk about it at first because I was so like taken aback by how much golf has been a part of my life. And I am not even stepping out of the golf world. I am still totally in the golf world. I still play golf all the time. I'm still literally a professional golfer. I just was taking a step out of the tournament world, and it was hard to see that shift. And I think also with what I am focusing on, which at the end of the day, it really is a high emphasis on social media. So the word influencer, people started calling me influencers. I was like, ugh, I hate that word. I hate the meaning. I hate what people insinuate with that word. Basically, I decided that for right now, things could change, but right now, I don't have interest in playing in golf tournaments. We are so lucky as golfers that we can play golf our entire life. So if I decide in a year that I want to play in tournaments again, I'll just go sign up for a tournament. If I decide tomorrow that I want to play in a tournament next week, I'll find a tournament next week and I'll go play in it. I try very hard to be somebody who lives in the present. It is so hard for me to do that, but I try really hard to stay in the present moment and just enjoy what I'm doing and put 100% into whatever it is I'm doing. And right now, what I want to be doing is media. I'm going to put 100% into that. I am going to continue to play golf. I still do golf related things every single day. I still go play. I just am not going to sign up for any tournaments right now. When I first decided that I was going to move to Arizona and play professionally, my goal was always to come down to Arizona, play in tournaments, play professional golf, and get to travel around and meet people. And at some point, the right door will open and the right opportunities will present themselves. I always expected that to happen, 100% believed that that was going to happen. I just never knew what it was going to be necessarily, whether that was a spot on the Golf Channel or making it to the LPGA or, you know, whatever it may be. I never knew what it was going to be. I just knew right now I'm going to focus my energy and my time on becoming the best professional golfer I can become, playing in the tournaments, loving each day, and at some point the right door will open. I truly believe that that is 100% what worked out for me. That's how it happened. I did exactly that, and then all these other opportunities through media started coming my way. Appearances, photo shoots, commercials for companies, promotional stuff from my Instagram. Just pretty much all of those things came my way so quickly. And then I hired an agent who brought in even more stuff that all of a sudden it became very obvious what was happening and what I was really good at and what I was loving doing. That each day I woke up, I would have rather been, you know, going to an appearance for something or doing a photo shoot for a golf company or whatever. I would have rather been doing that than going to the golf course and practicing. And that's when I realized, okay, this is the door that opened. This is what I'm enjoying now. And I need to give this my all because that's how I'm trying to live my life. And golf is still a part of that 100% and always will be, but tournament golf is not. I'm really happy about it now, and I think I've taken so much time. I mean, I haven't played in a tournament in like a year almost. So I think I've had enough time now to really respect my own decision and respect my career path, because I'm finally like making a living. Like, you guys don't understand. I made a video about this before. You know, when you're a mini tour player, even a tour player, like, you're not making money. You're losing money. And maybe you're lucky enough to break even. Maybe you're lucky enough to make a little bit of money, but you are not making money. Like, you are struggling. So I am so happy to be at a place in my life where I am making money. I am putting money aside. I am saving. I'm investing. I feel like an adult. For the first time in my life, I feel like a real adult. Yeah, that's my big announcement, and I really just wanted to officially tell you guys because I realized I've been asked that a lot lately, and I'm like, yeah, I guess I never really gave you all that update. And I was nervous to tell you guys because then I just figured once I officially tell Instagram and tell YouTube and tell all my medias that it becomes real, and then I really am an influencer. But now I am pretty proud to be an influencer. Like, I work so hard. You know how many trips I go on? A lot. You guys asked me a lot of really great questions, so I'm gonna try to answer some of those. What's the most fulfilling part of your career? Definitely being able to connect with so many people. In particular, connecting with younger people, like the next generation of golfers, boys and girls, but I really like connecting with younger girls because growing up I didn't really have that many female role models. Annika Sorenstam, obviously I've mentioned tons of times. She was always my favorite golfer, still is, but besides that I didn't really have anyone. So being able to connect with young girls and have them message me or their dads message me, and I've been able to send care packages to some girls sometimes for their birthdays, or just even the smallest little thing. What's a goal for 2022? I like that you asked just for this year, this next year, because I don't really like, I know somebody asked later on what my 5-year plan is or 10-year plan is, and for me, like I said, I try to stay in the present moment as much as possible, so it's really hard for me to like look that far, and I don't want to look that far because, as we know, I could change my mind and decide, no, now I like doing this. Now I could go back to golf, to tournament golf. I really want this TV show to happen, or a TV show. So if this TV show does not end up happening. It would be so amazing if I could get something else in the works. I really love being on camera. I would love for my YouTube to take off, but I know that I need to like put in a lot more work. I hope that whatever I'm doing, I'm really satisfied, really happy with my career. So, which I am right now, so I'm already crushing that goal. Do you normally reach out to partners, or do they normally reach out to you? I would say most of the time they reach out to me, but now that I am working with an agent, my agent reaches out to partners as well. So there have been times where, you know, I want something specific. Hopefully in the future, you will see me promoting some sort of Invisalign or bite or something for teeth straightening, because I want to straighten my teeth. I've never had braces, and that's something I want. So I asked my agent to reach out because I want to partner with somebody like that. But most of the time they come to me, and then I decide if it's something that I like, if it's something that matches my brand. I've always told you guys that I will not be promoting anything that I don't like or agree with or use myself. I've had random things, you know, people reach out, or even some things that I do use or that I do like, but I'm like, I can't promote that to my following. Like, it'll be makeup products or something, and I'm like, okay, my 96% male following is not gonna care what makeup products I post about. It's just not gonna be beneficial to me, to you, or to the partner. It's not gonna be worth their money, so I won't do it. But I also just will not post anything that I don't actually agree with. So once those opportunities come to me and my agent, we go through them. I decide like what I want to work with, and yeah, we go from there. What was your first big sponsor? My first big sponsor, it's actually crazy. My first big sponsor was Nike, and that was my #1 top of the list goal. And I made that goal thinking in the next 5 years, 10 years, maybe I could get Nike, and that was my very first one. And the whole way that that came about, people would probably be amazed. I was at the PGA show the night before the PGA show began, so I think it was Wednesday night, I'm not positive, and I was out at dinner with my friends, and a guy came up to me and he said, "Hey, are you Hailey Ostrom?" And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "I follow you on Instagram. I'm so-and-so with Nike, and we really like what you're doing, and then we would love to talk to you about a partnership and working together." And I was like, I think my jaw hit the floor. As soon as we finished that conversation, I like walked away from the table to call my dad because I was like in shock. And maybe a few weeks later, we signed a contract, and it wasn't paid at the time. I was just getting apparel and footwear, and then the following year I was on a paid partnership. How do you monetize the endorsements, sponsors, etc.? So how it works, it's based on whatever the company really wants. So some companies want Instagram posts. Most companies, when they come to me, they want Instagram posts, but some also want YouTube stuff, or they want stories or whatever. And we discuss, you know, how many posts they want in a month or in a year, how long is our contract gonna be, and then it's based on like what they are asking for, the deliverables versus the payment. Some companies include appearances or photo shoots, so if a photo shoot can count as an appearance, and then you get paid for that, obviously, because it's your time. But yeah, it's really just based on each individual person and each individual company. But again, like I said, none of these things that I promote are things that I don't personally use. So I get asked all the time about my Bluetooth rangefinder. 100% love that rangefinder. I thought when they reached out to me, I truly believed I was gonna hate it. I thought it was gonna be a cheap rangefinder, just like a lot of the cheap rangefinders. And when it came, I was so blown away by everything about it. The packaging, the material, the look. Obviously, it worked great. Everything about it, I was so shocked that I couldn't turn down that partnership, because I'm like, yeah, I use a rangefinder every day. Why would I not use this one that works exactly the same as one of these name brand ones, and this one is way cheaper? I should be telling all of my followers about this because you guys would love it. How do you plan your time management between everything you do? It's hard. It's really hard. Which I think also led to me not really wanting to play in tournaments anymore, because that requires a lot of practice. It's a full-time job. You're at the course 8 hours a day. So because I wasn't willing to do that, it's like, well, yeah, I still love tournament golf, but I don't love tournament golf when I'm going to go out there and suck because I haven't been practicing. Managing your time is really important. I feel like I've always been fairly good at that. I manage like what my level of priorities is. So for the most part, the gym or a workout is always at the very top, because to me, I have to stay on my routine. Otherwise, I lose the routine and then everything goes downhill. But it's also so good for my mental state. So that's tip top. And then after that, I really put it in my notes on my phone, like what is the most important things to get done today, and I just check them off the list. This question I get asked quite a lot. Do you have to pay for your travel expenses? If I'm going to an appearance, I'm going to a photo shoot, I'm doing something with a partner, no, they pay for that. If I'm going to a charity event, no, they'll pay for that. It's not the charity that's paying for it, it's the host of the tournament that's gonna pay for it. But for like golf tournaments, for example, playing professional golf, if you're traveling to a professional golf tournament, yes, you pay out of pocket for all of that stuff unless you have a sponsor. Do you ever get lonely always being on the go? No. I almost get more lonely when I am home and I don't have anything going on, if that makes sense. So I'm somebody who is so on the go all the time that those weeks where I actually have a week at home and I don't have travel and I don't have a lot going on, I'm like, oh, well, what am I supposed to do now? Everybody's working. Oh, I'm by myself. And then I start to feel more lonely. But when I'm traveling, I don't really get that way, because I'm just too busy to get that way. I'm like, wait, who has time to be lonely? Like, catch flights, not feelings. When did you realize you were onto something as a creator and could pursue it full time? Like last week. No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, I never really saw this as being a full-time career. I can't believe that this is what I do. I can't believe I'm this lucky too to be able to do this as a career. It didn't really truly dawn on me until I started to realize how hard this job is for some other people. So for like Instagram, for example, I've tried to help other people in their Instagram marketing and growing their pages, and they really struggle with, you know, figuring out what posts to make or when to post or what captions, and they just don't really get it, and they talk about how hard it is. I think once I started hearing that more and more, I realized this actually is something I'm good at and I love doing it. And that, you know, that's that quote that's like, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. That is literally me in my career, and I really didn't realize that until people started telling me how hard this is, and I was like, it's not hard, it's fun. How is this hard? This isn't hard, this is fun. Don't get me wrong, there are hard moments, there are hard days, but in general, I'm like, this is great. So once I started hearing that more and more, I realized I have actually found my thing. I found the thing that I'm good at. I found the thing that I love, and I don't feel like I work a day in my entire life so far. And that was honestly super recent that I discovered that. And it's a really cool feeling. What is something that you've failed at, but you've turned it into a positive outlook? I mean, in a way, I failed at professional golf. I didn't make it to the LPGA. But obviously I can turn that into a very positive for myself because, like I said, it opened up all these doors for me and led to this career. So yeah, technically at the end of the day I failed, but I didn't really fail. And I found what I really wanted to do. How do you deal with all of the criticism? I make jokes out of it. So I just don't take it too seriously. I don't really take anything too seriously. So when I see like a hateful comment, half the time they're just so false that they're just dumb. Just don't take it too seriously. It's really, at the end of the day, not that big of a deal. As a kind of summary to explain what I do and just sum it all up right here, I am focused now just on media. Social media is my main. Aside from social media, I also do appearances. I do charity events. If somebody wants to hire me to just come play with them, I do that. But you can't be a weirdo. I will definitely not go play with you if you're a weirdo. I do shoots. I do TV. So TV, I am in the process of my own TV show, possibly. Fingers crossed, everybody pray for it. Obviously, I've done a couple shows, but commercials, things like that. So media is what I tell people. Influencer is definitely a good name for what I do, but I think I'm more than just influencer at this point. But yeah, I hope that that kind of summarizes what I'm doing. It was hard for me to get the guts and the confidence to finally like tell you all that this is what I'm doing now, and that you guys have been so supportive through my professional golf competitive career that I didn't want to disappoint you guys, and I wanted you to be really proud of whatever it is I'm doing. So I felt like giving up on that, at least even for the time being, it would affect you as well or make you feel a certain type of way because you have been so involved. But at the end of the day, my goal is still to grow the game, help get more females into golf, and just overall like spread happiness through golf, I guess, if you want to say that. So I hope that you still support this career choice that I have made and my golf journey, and I'm excited for what else we can do. Okay, until next week, bye.